Hello and welcome everyone to the Chipp Builder Series. We are so excited to bring a visionary brand and design strategist. He knows a good deep dish. He knows and is friends with Tommy the Titan, and he knows how to celebrate Pulaski Day. So he's creating the future
Oh,
of AI, leadership, and design at Rule29 and O'Neill, literally taking a print shop into the digital age and beyond. He's a prolific podcaster, keynote speaker. He'll be at ChippCon in July in Fargo. You will not want to miss it. I cannot wait to converse with the one, the only Justin Ahrens. Welcome.
what a beautiful intro. Thank you, my friend. I can't wait.
I am so
So
excited
good.
to talk to you because I think most people in your seat are scared out of their minds about AI. So tell me why you're not freaked out as a designer and a strategist about this future.
Wow, there's many levels. So I would say number one, the genie's out of the bottle. It's not going anywhere. And I'm not saying that lightly. I get it. There's a lot of people in my industry, including me, right, that I've lost some work to AI. I think you and I have talked about this in the past. The AI that we're experiencing now is the worst version of AI we'll ever have, right? So it's only going to become more prolific. With that said, I think in our industry, things like this is not new. So I remember when I started my career, the web wasn't really a thing, right? And so everyone's like, oh, the website's going to kill design. And that expanded and created more jobs, right?
Right.
And more opportunities for agencies. And then when, like Quark Express, it's old school, and Adobe came out with their tools, everyone's just like, oh, that's going to, kill design. And it actually made it bigger. So I think, like most things, this will settle. And I believe that those who know how to use AI, are comfortable with AI, and have adopted it into their workflow in whatever way that works for them, are going to be exponentially more successful. So for me, I looked at this, and for whatever reason, I saw the magic right away. Granted, there are some pitfalls. I'm not ignoring those. And I think, why not embrace it and figure out how best to utilize it for my company, my clients, and quite honestly, for me personally.
Yeah. So tell us about that magic. Like, what is magical about AI for you as a strategist and designer? How are you using it?
I think one of the things that I discovered early on, that is where literally the word magic came from for me, is I remember I had done some work, we had done a bunch of research, and we had all this data, kind of like the classic use case that people would say, oh, I'm going to use AI for this. And uploading this data for the first time and asking it questions, and all of a sudden realizing I'm having a conversation with a platform that's looking at this data, and it's learned about me and Rule29. It's incredible. But the magic is, I asked it for things that I couldn't see, or I would ask it questions out of like left field, or just imaginative, innovative questions. And so much magic came out of that I probably wouldn't have asked, or it would have taken me weeks. I'm exaggerating. It would have taken me maybe days and a bunch of iterations to get there.
Yeah.
So for me, that was the initial magic. And also, when I write really fast and conceptually, and I don't worry about tenses or grammar. And it often takes me as long as it is to write something to edit it. And now that I can do that more efficiently and better with AI, is just that those two things alone are just incredible. Not to mention the way we use it for design thinking.
Yeah. So I'd love for you to talk a little bit about, you're using this internally as well as doing client work. So kind of talk about how you use it differently in those two contexts. Like, first, kind of talk about your work with O'Neill and sort of like internal work there, and then maybe expand out to other clients you talk to.
Yeah. So in the printing world, as you can imagine, technology often is a scary thing, right? It's absolutely disrupted the industry. With that said, AI also gives great opportunities, create efficiencies, personalization, all that sort of thing. So a couple examples, I have a teammate at O'Neill. His name is Drew. He's incredible. He and I are kind of leading the AI initiatives at O'Neill and Rule29. And he's created several internal AI experiences on chip that helps the internal team understand regulations, postage, mail, specs, all that
Yeah.
sort of thing so much quicker. Like, they literally can have a conversation about it, and it's up to date, it's trustworthy and reliable, versus going online and looking up all this stuff. From my perspective, I've helped things like HR, people needed to make SMART goals, right? And if you've never made one before, those are hard to do. So I use Chip and like kind of step-by-step help people walk through it. And then we have a massive, and this is a good thing, handbook and healthcare book. And although they're comprehensive, it's hard to find the right stuff. Well, I just did a chip so people can ask it, hey, what's our vacation policy? When do I get paid? Do we have this kind of insurance benefits? Those things alone create just a better experience. And we get to learn from interactions and questions from our team. I mean, those things there make AI, I think, just brilliant and beautiful and necessary.
You get to spend more time doing what you want, right? Like you're not doing the work of what is a SMART goal? How do I create it? Like you're actually able to create the goal and then go do it instead of thinking about creating the goal.
Or just you're going to have an answer that's closer
Yeah.
to the answer you need, right? So I think that's really valuable.
Yeah, that's amazing. So tell us how it's changed with clients coming to talk to you. I'm guessing, are they doing more work ahead of time and you're able to take that further? Are you kind of telling them, hey, we're going to integrate tools to give you more, mood boards using AI? Or like, what's kind of the conversation like now, kind of talking to external clients?
Well, let me step back really quick. So on the sales cycle, what's been
Yeah.
really great from pitching is, you can use obviously Chipp, or you can use things like Perplexity. I love Perplexity to do deep research on a vertical, a client, a business, an individual.
Yeah.
And I can go into a meeting now so prepared. And it feels like a totally different experience because I can say, hey, congrats on last week, for winning that award or whatever it is. And we're having a conversation in a way that, although I use AI to get that information, it's much more authentic and we can get down to, more quality conversation. Externally, honestly, the clients are still a little wary of it.
Yeah.
So where we don't use it for any visual, like we don't create visuals or designs in AI that we then take into the world. We're still cautious of that. So a lot of the AI iteration is internal. So we might have an idea, we'll create a bunch of scenarios, and then we'll actually test those scenarios out with AI. So what we're providing to our clients are not more options, but better, more refined strategic options earlier on in the process that can garner better questions so we can continue to ideate at a higher level. So that's been phenomenal. And then also when we do a lot of brand research, we have a couple of chips designed that will run it through and get different perspectives on that. Sometimes we use them, sometimes we don't. A lot of times it qualifies what we're doing. And again, you and I have talked about this before. It's like this strategic co-pilot that we can test and vet our assumptions out at and even compare it to competitive analysis way faster than we could before. So in the end, it's giving our clients just a better product. And we've created some, chat experiences for our clients. And we have a whole suite of tools that we're creating currently that we're going to roll out to our clients when it comes to how to activate their brand more consistently.
That's great. Because I was going to ask about how you are selling or talking about AI externally, bundling it with service. Are you selling it as its own thing? Do you not even mention it and it just comes with and it's like added benefit? Like what have you seen work well there?
Yeah. So currently it's part of our brand tiers, part of our brand that we supply. Again, right now, it's something that people are really interested in and we are showing the value of it. I would say, well, now it's just part of what we provide. I would say 6 months, maybe a year from now, it's going to be an expected, for those who understand and are open to it, would just be an expected part of what you deliver, just like you would deliver, a logo or, story messaging. You're going to have some sort of AI add-on. Because the reality is this, Scott, like our clients are doing it anyways. Our clients are going to chat or Gemini or wherever they're, using AI and they're doing it on their own. And I'm not saying that our clients are not doing it right, but you and I know it takes a long time to understand how to script write. AI changes daily, right? So if we can give them a better solution with the experience that we have that is going to be more online and more on target right off the bat, why wouldn't we do that?
Yeah. That's amazing. It makes me think of some authors we've worked with where, they ship the book and the PDF and the audiobook and an AI to talk to the book, right? It's almost like a different package of what you're already giving. And instead of just giving them a design guide or whatever, like you give them the chat to talk to the design guide. And I don't have to go see what dimensions my logo should be. I can just ask, right? And it'll tell me if it's right or wrong for me.
Let me give you a super nerdy example, okay? I wrote a blog post 2 weeks ago and I was thinking about it in the car. I was going to go pick up one of my kids from college and I was in the car. It was like a 2-hour drive. And so I uploaded the PDF to an AI and I said, read my PDF and tell me based on research trends and this particular vertical I was writing about, what I'm missing, where you'd improve it. And so for an hour, we had a conversation about new statistics I didn't realize, new technology I didn't realize. And we just had a conversation about how to make the post better. And so by the time I got to pick up my son, I had this better blog post, kind of bullets. I had to go back and still write it. And then on the way home from that discussion, I had another idea. And so we had a conversation, AI and I had a conversation on the way back. And then I had a list other ideas that I have now in my notes that when I'm ready to write about that, I can do that. So I don't know, it's phenomenal to be able to use this in a conversational space to continue to provide better clarity to not only to your clients, but to the things you're creating.
Yeah, that's incredible. Well, you had some examples you're going to show of what you've built. So if you don't mind, you can screen share and let's see kind of how you're building. It's always great to learn. And people can go learn more about you at Rule29. Is that the best place to kind of connect and potentially work together?
Absolutely. All right, there we go. This is a company called Ninefold Collective. So the reason I'm showing you this is 9 printing companies around the country that have an alliance to create any sort of print promotional campaign, that sort of thing nationally, right? And so we did this brand and, you can kind of go through this, but one of the things that we've been developing for them is this AI experience where clients, and I'll show you the little excerpt here of it, people who don't quite know how to use this is their website, right? Clients who don't know how to use Ninefold or how to basically find out from them, what I could do for my project can go right here, right? And again, this is going to be embedded on their site. And we gave them 4 prompts based on the things that we discovered that the users will probably ask the majority of time. So, a lot of times people come to them for direct mail campaigns. So you can simply just go ahead and ask, chat what you're looking for. And it's going to be my key priorities, national reach, can't spell today, digital personalization. Again, the great thing is you don't have to spell anything right. It still understands what you're doing all over the US, right? And I'll just leave it like that. And so what it'll do is it'll look at all of the partners and it will find the partner closest to you, but also the one that so it'll highlight O'Neill Printing, who happens to be in Arizona. And then you can click right onto the contact page and reach out to them. So the main point of this AI is, since this concept is new, right? Sort of a collective of printers coming together. We wanted to give AI an opportunity to help share with the users the different capabilities that each partner has, but also how you can work with someone local. And this is going to be a game changer when we see launches here in about a week or 2 on their website. So yeah, we're really excited. And then we do a lot of, bots like this. We're developing one right now for a client I can't share yet, but they have a lot of products that they have around the country at different locations. And you can actually go in and search and have a conversation with the chip to figure out what location's best, what you should give for this type of holiday. And it's going to be really, really phenomenal. So that's just a quick little example of this. And I won't go into, how you spec print, but this is, again, to get you right to the type of client or service you need.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thanks for showing that. And you're going to be here July 21st for ChippCon. And what's one thing you're excited to share with other chip users and AI kind of curious attendees?
The biggest thing is just openness. And we're going to assume a lot of people that are coming to ChippCon are already open to AI and wanted to use it. But one of the questions we get a lot is, how do you incorporate it into your sort of monetization plan, right, when it comes to clients? And I think there's actually 2 perspectives there. And so I'll be sharing these a little bit there. But just briefly, one is your part of your monetization plan is you being more efficient internally, right? Providing a better product, whether that's quicker, better, or charging more for it because it's just a higher quality product, right? That's one part of the plan. The second part of the plan is looking at what you already deliver and how can an AI product enhance that delivery and that engagement. And so some of the things that we'll be talking about. And I can't wait to hear how other chippers are. By the way, is that what you call us? Do you call us chippers?
Chipsters.
Chipsters? Okay. I want to see how other chipsters, right, are going around and just digging in. And there's ideas we've had that didn't work. And that's okay. Exactly. That's another thing I love about the chip platform, but also this is you can go in and, maybe just spend an hour and realize, oh, shoot, this isn't going to work. and I learned something from it. So
Yeah,
it's pretty
exactly.
great. Yeah.
Well, I love how you're leaning in. And like you said, I do think this will become an expectation. And the best way to get good at it is to start, right? And you're doing a great job kind of leading the way. So thanks for chatting with us, Justin. We can't wait to see you in Fargo and excited to see you online. So hope everyone connects and can't wait to see what you design and build next.
Thanks, man. I can't
All
wait.
right. Talk soon.